gratitude. Now, some of you may not have heard of the word Sankofa. Sankofa is a bird, or it could be a stylized heart. And I'm going to stand out so you can see my posture. If you notice, the bird feet are face forward, but the head is turned backwards. Well, this image symbolizes that it's okay to go back, to move forward, or to go back and get that which you have forgotten. And that's what the book has done. I've traveled this life for many years, and as Adele just read, you probably added up those 36 years and then added a few more years, and you know how old I am. But it started in Farmville. So this was my inspiration for how I organized the book. Now this happened when I went to Ghana. Because when I went to Ghana, the first piece that I was attracted to was Sankofa, because it talked about going back to your roots. And I was in Ghana, going back to my roots. And I was determined that over my 26 years career, that I was going to do everything I could to help others. And I wanted to do it with love. Energized by my conviction, I always recognized, because I was told this as a child, that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And I learned that if you're transformed by the renewal of your mind, you can conquer anything that you want to conquer. So during my journey, even though I was recognized with a lot of awards and a lot of high recognition, I found out that there was no greater value than helping others. The pages through this journey, this book, are filled with grace of Sankofa, making this ancient African concept accessible to every modern reader. Now, there were a few important lessons that I learned during my journey, and I'm trying not to share too much because I want you to read the book. So I'm doing it very generally. One is that in life, it's not my will that needs to be done. It's God's will. The second thing I learned, that I don't need to lean on my understanding. I just need to acknowledge God, and He will guide my path. And the third thing I learned was, don't compare yourself with others, because God gave me my own story and my destination. Recognizing that to whom much is given, much is required. Now, I actually learned that best when I was in Washington, D.C. When I first started working at the nation's capital, I was being introduced. Everyone before me had a sad, tear-jerking story to tell. And I'm getting very nervous. So I just looked at my boss and said, you know what? I don't have one of those stories. What should I do? He said, to whom much is given, much is required. So you tell what you know. So I got up and told about all my blessings. Being from Farmville, North Carolina. I think I put Farmville on the map that day. Because I really feel that I have an obligation to give back, because so much was given to me. And returning to Farmville was the best decision I've ever made in my life. Because when I came to Farmville, the first thing I did was start reflecting on the past. You know, you go back and get that which you have forgotten. And there were memories of H.B. Suggs School, which I became involved with the alumni chapter. There was my church, Macedonia Baptist Church, and all the wonderful neighbors. Now, Adele told you when I came back, I met someone new. I met her. And you know what she's about. Adele has really brought a lot to Farmville. So, exploring Farmville the second time with Adele has been amazing. Farmville was my village, and it supported my growth and development without limits. See, I had a grandfather who told me never to be ashamed about being from a small town, because if it's not there, all it means is that you're supposed to create it. I am so grateful for this extraordinary journey of love, life, and legacy. But I'm most grateful for the experiences and opportunities provided from childhood to adulthood, for my career progression at the local, state, and national levels, and all other blessings enabling me to serve others, thus fulfilling my purpose in life. So in closing, there is no journey more satisfying than the one of wondering if you can, at realizing you just did. Thank you. Now I'm gonna open up to the book, and if you ask me a question that's in the book, I will answer it gently.